It is currently a little after 1 a.m. I just got off work, and as you can see, my garage at my home is just loaded down with shit from the wedding and storage and just some other things that make it suboptimal to work in. Also, peep the pretty, for the most part, minty, other than this, Virago that I got from my wife as a little learner bike. It's in pretty decent shape, fires right up, little 250, and she'll have a much easier time handling this than the Sporty or the Softail. I've also got an out bulb. That's great. This originally was going to be the touring platform, and it still will be at some point. I'd like to do the ST fairing on it, which is why we went to the smaller headlight and the T-bars and everything. But honestly, that's not going to happen for a while. I don't have the money for it. So I'm going to make it cool. So we're going to remount these buckhorn bars to more so match the buckhorns on my wife's bike and give it a nice aggressive classic look to go with some of the classic design elements that I have on this bike: seat, intake, crash bar. Ammo cans have been a big hit. A lot of people really like these. I don't dislike them. They've served the purpose, but I really want to strip this down for a bit and, end up having a little more of like a muscular, slim, old school kind of look to it. So they're going to come off. The bolt holds on the ammo can, the sissy bar, which is internal. It's in between. It's hard to see, but it's in between right there. And the license plate bracket that goes up underneath, which is a little loose right now. And it all is held on through the same sleeve, which makes it really difficult to work with. Actually, it turns out getting them off is a lot easier than getting them on, because you're not having to fight with this the whole time and try to keep everything lined up. You can just reach back here and pinch it. We'll see if I can't kind of show you guys on this one right here. There, easy peasy. And then I can just give it a little bit of a reach around there. So the way this works is there's a little sleeve, or I don't know what you want to call it, brace, that runs between each of these bolts behind it, and that's where it threads into. So you have to pinch it, make sure that everything lines up. For it to start threading back into, because you got to line up all these holes to make sure it all works. But I won't bother showing you the other side, so that's one side cleaned up, and now I just got to do the other. And since I don't have the appropriate bolts to bottom out and actually make this nice and snug, and these previous bushings are so blown out, I have fresh ones. This is the last four I have, but it'll look a lot better. There, it's at least a little bit better. They're not all cracked and gooey. There's the rear end all tidied up. It's really not too bad. I forgot how clean the back of this bike looks when it's just nice and empty. It is also very likely that I'll get the lamellar Viking hard bags at some point with the quick disconnect attachment and everything. But until then, I would like to still have some way to have my tools on here. I'm probably going to get a waterproof sissy bar bag to be a more or less permanent fixture on this, to just keep it nice and kind of classic and everything. But anybody having any suggestions for tool rolls and where they might be able to go or how they do their little tool roll, that would be nice. Let me know in the comments. So now we're going to move on to the handlebars. Another issue that I have had so many times with this bike is this ginormous clutch cable. These are 14-inch T-bars. I've had 18-inch apes that I've got over there. on this bike before, and this still had room to go. So I'm going to replace it with a stock length because it needs a new one anyway. And then we're going to have the buckhorns on there. Mind you, I'm not replacing the clutch cable tonight. That's going to be a little more of an ordeal. But when I do the trans fluid and go to retighten the exhaust up and everything, that'll be the time that I do that. And it never fails that my wife always runs off with her little clippers, the dikes. I need them for that. Got a little bit on a roll here, but you got to take these little side panels off to the Fat Boy front end here to get to the riser bolts up in there. That little guy. These being T-bars, obviously it's one big piece. Already took the mirrors off because I'm going to do a little mirror swap too. And then you just get a little T25. I just use a T25 for all of these, even though technically these are T27s and these are T25s. But when you're doing a bar swap with long enough cables and wiring, all you have to do is take these guys loose, slide it off. Throttle side, you do have to take it off the clamshell here to get the throttle wire out, because that usually has to be run up in the through the little hole there. But so once you get the little screws out of the top here and down here, little guy comes right back off. And then you just get these little fellas out all the way, and they'll split into two pieces. And this will pop right off. And just like I did on the other side, down there, you can just let it hang or sit on the ground. And then you come out of here and probably don't let it fall. And then you can fish out your throttle wire, which you'll chase down and unplug down there. Aha! And now you gotta get these, oh, they're still kind of in there. Get these riser bolts out of the bottom of the tree, top of the tree. And just like that, we've got a naked Harley. So I decided to go with the short ones for two reasons. One, because I remembered that these little guys with this particular set of bars was running into shit, and it like brought it real close to here. And also because I don't have a top clamp that fits the classic riser style, with these being squared, like one on top of the other. These are offset, and I don't have a clamp here with me that will accommodate that. But I do have my set of 6.5 inch with a top clamp, that 6.5 inch pullback that do clear. And I know I like those with this bar setup, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw this one on there because it looks cool. They seem small, but I really like the way they profile with this slim down rear end and the smaller headlight. With the big 7 inch, it looked a little goofy, but it's still pretty cool, very classic, you know, but this just gives it that nice, it's real slim and aggressive looking, which this is a Softail Slim. They were kind of designed, I think, with that in mind, and this just accentuates that property a little more while still having the big fat front tire. All right, so I can't really do this with two hands to film and also show you, but this is going back together now, right? I always start with the throttle side first, get the throttle cable or throttle wire in, and then this, so your lever perch, your clamshell for your switch block, and your grip all kind of have to fit together. If you can see kind of down in there, they have to all kind of slide together in unison. So just start hand threading little bits at a time. Get it all together, and then tighten her up. Voila! Obviously I need to clean up the wiring. I'm going to adjust these pitch-wise, just a little bit on either side. but nice clean cockpit view. I really like that. Bar position feels pretty good. It's definitely different. I had the 6.5-inch pullbacks on here that set these way back here, but actually I think I really want to be just a little more forward on this, a little more aggressive right now. Bars are on, bags are off, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks right now. It's a little more slim, streamlined. Looks good with that headlight. It's the first time I've had these bars on there with that headlight. So, success.